Ladies and gentlemen, are you not entertained? We got a banger of a video today to all of my highly motivated individuals, entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, business owners, regular people, 9-to-5ers. You're gonna wanna pay attention to today's video because even if you don't have a business, the information in this video affects you directly. So listen up. I got a great video for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, guys? Coming live from Central Texas, about 30 minutes outside of Austin. My name is D'Angelo. I'm going to be your friend moving forward in these treacherous times. Had some college experience. I currently run 3 businesses. One's a online sales, e-commerce business. I have a distribution business dealing with tobacco, firearms, and I also have a contracting business for like construction and stuff like that. So a lot of things going on. With the online retail side of it, I don't use Square at all. So I'm not really affected by that. I use different payment processors and some of the online payment processors with the companies that we sell for. Distribution, I use a lot of Square. So to the business owners who use Square, I would say what happened yesterday with Square going down is an opportunity for us to learn to diversify our or mitigate our risk, mitigate our exposure, bring the exposure level down in terms of if Square goes down, then we have nothing. And I get it. You pay your fees and you expect for it to work properly. But you got to understand that we live in a capitalist society, okay? Mergers, acquisitions, consolidations, private interest, you know? So we see FedNow being built by the federal government, and it's a payment processor, much like Square, much like Zelle, much like Venmo. And so you got to ask yourself, what's the appeal? Why are they doing this? Well, firstly, it's because our dollar, the US dollar, is being devalued and entering into a territory of hyperinflation. We're starting to see the chickens come home to roost on the bailouts in 2008, the propped up market, the stimulus, the tens of billions that we've given to Ukraine. And we only gave, $7 to the people in Maui. I utterly abhor this current leadership. And I know that they're not dumb. I know the legislators, the governors, the mayors, I know they're not dumb people. You can put a dog in office and they can make better decisions in terms of policy. You look at LA is on fire. LA is burning. Not in the literal sense, but with homelessness, San Francisco, California, Washington, D.C., we're seeing a lot of, and you have to think, let's take San Francisco, for instance. San Francisco was a hallmark pinnacle city of the world, a tourist attraction of the world. Now, you can't go to San Francisco and fall down, or you're going to need a tetanus shot because there's so much filth and poop and homelessness is running rampant. And so there's a lot of corruption. Business owners in those areas, LA, California, Seattle. From what I'm hearing in California, you can't do anything about the homelessness. So let's say that you have a storefront, a restaurant, and some homeless people just decide to camp out, use the bathroom right in front of everybody, in front of your business. There's nothing you can do about that in the state of California. So we see an all-out war going on against small business owners and small banks, because small banks fund over 80% of local business ventures. It's a local bank. So we see FedNow being built, bank consolidations on the rise, bank failures on the rise. I encourage all of my entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, motivated individuals, people who are watching this video, to limit your exposure. And that looks like different things to different people. It's hard. It's definitely tough, but we have to find a way to maintain financial independence, essentially, because the world's going to crap. America's going to crap. I love America. Served in the army, but the policies that are being implemented in, let's say, Chicago. You see, Chicago people are getting robbed in broad daylight. You can't even operate a business without jack boys hopping out of a car, putting a gun in your face, and taking your money. You know, insurance is leaving California and Florida. These people who have overinflated homes, $400,000 homes in some part of Florida, for instance, the hurricane that just hit Florida, a lot of those people didn't have homeowners insurance. And so they're stuck with the bill of rebuilding their house. Um, Interest rates continue to rise, so the cost to borrow is continuing to rise. It's not a good outlook. There's going to be a crash. If you look at every major civilization, if you study the major civilizations, the Ottoman Empire, Rome, there was overinflation of currency. There was hyperinflation of currency. For example, back in the day, our pennies, they used to be actual copper. Copper has a tangible value, but now they spray the outside to make it look like copper, but the inside is zinc or aluminum. So you can see the devaluation of the currency. And every major civilization that has happened, go and do some research on it. And there was also some sort of entwined sexual revolution or boom in weird sex and sexualities. To put it bluntly, if you look at every major civilization, there's the sexual, hypersexualization of people, and the devaluation of currency. We're experiencing both of those things in America. I don't have all the answers in terms of what these business owners in LA, Washington, Chicago, what they should do. But we see the trend. We know that we're moving to one world currency. We're moving towards a one world order. We can see that happening before our very eyes. People like the CDC, entities, I should say, like the CDC, Trilateral Commission, Davos Group. What's those guys who meet Klaus Schwab and those guys? You got to listen to what these guys are saying. The last lockdown, they enforced on business owners. They enforced the policies via street police, peace officers, police officers, things like that. Also, you had the vaccine cards. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Also, you had the Fauci ouchie cards, and that was your verification to where you either took the medicine or you didn't take the medicine. We see it ramping back up again. We see it's not going anywhere. This is how they're going to bring down small businesses. It's through this whole sickness, let's call it, this sickness, this man-made sickness, which Moderna owns the patent to for the actual sequence of proteins and amino acids that we know as the sickness before it even came out. So there's a lot to unpack there. It's by design. So that's how they did it before. They enforced it with the peace officers, and you got the cards. Now, tying this back into what happened to Square yesterday. Imagine a world where we have carbon taxes, which carbon taxes are on the way. People like Visa, MasterCard, Citigroup, they've signed on to this initiative, right? It's in the fine print. It's coming and it's here. Imagine a world where we have carbon taxes and you have a business, right? Imagine a world where your spending is tracked and you have a, let's say, social credit score like they have in China, or an internal credit score with these people. We're moving to a point to where they're going to be able to shut down access. Let's say you are a business owner. They're going to shut down your ability to transact and do business as a business owner if you don't follow certain policies, if you don't take certain medicines. They're going to restrict your ability to receive your payment or to go to work or various other things. And so the scary part is that this was all foretold in the Bible. All of this stuff that's about to happen and happening in real time. There's good and evil in this world. So unfortunately, it's something that's going to have to pass, but you must put your faith in Christ, and it's Christ alone. So we're literally seeing the book of Revelation play out. They want to mix the iron with the clay. In Daniel, the book of Daniel talks about so King Nebuchadnezzar had a vision. He had a dream from God, and he saw a statue. The head was gold, torso was silver, the waistline was bronze, or I should say, this is explaining Nebuchadnezzar's vision. So if we go to Daniel chapter 2, verse 32, it says, this image, the head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, and his feet part iron and part clay. So this is Daniel interpreting King Nebuchadnezzar's vision. And if we move on to verse 43, Daniel explains the last kingdom, the feet, the iron mixed with clay. Listen up to this. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 43. And whereas you saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So we see clay being people, and iron is some sort of technology. Iron and clay don't mix. We're in that last kingdom of iron and clay. Because it says here, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. That's technology in the body. King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, and he said, the gold, that's your kingdom. The silver is the kingdom that will come after. The bronze is the kingdom that will come after. And the iron and the clay is the last kingdom. Okay, so we're in the iron and clay period. And what is iron and clay? It talks about it in the Bible. It's iron mixing with clay. We are the clay. Okay, from dust to dust, ashes to ashes. We are the clay. Iron mixing with clay. Technology mixing with humans. I had an Apple Watch. Notice how a computer went from the size of three cars, right? That was one computer, to the Macintosh, to laptops, to wearable technology. Next, they want to tie your identity to your bank accounts in the sense of biometrics, face scanning technology. Look at what's going on with Whole Foods, how you can pay with your palm. So if you're a believer, you'll understand that these things were prophesied about. This is stuff that's going to happen, and Christ is going to return. But I encourage you to get right with God. I encourage you to keep your head on the swivel and to minimize your risk. And that was today's video. I thank you guys. I'm deeply appreciative of the support that I got for the last video. If you want to see more expository content like this, informative content that ties things together so we can look at it from a objective view and we can navigate this thing together. We can ride it out till the wheels fall off. Once again, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe. And I got to go to work, man. I got to make some money. It's fun, you know. Got to get the day started. And to all my motivated individuals, push through, keep going. With entrepreneurship and business in general, there's going to be so many things. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Just accept that, keep moving forward. And every major successful person has had adversity that they had to push through. So that's my word of encouragement for you. Push through, man. Find a way. You must. You can, you will, you must. Until next time.